Good afternoon, everybody. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. I wish to provide a brief update on the deliberate, unprovoked, and unlawful war of aggression launched by the United States and the Israeli regime against the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Today marks the seventh consecutive day of this large-scale military aggression, which began on 28 February. The United States and Israeli regime continue their brutal and massive attack against Iran and the Iranian people unabatedly and without pause. These attacks are indiscriminate. They deliberately target civilians and civilian infrastructure across my country. The United States and Israel have demonstrated that they recognize no red line in committing their crimes. Iranian cities are being attacked indiscriminately. Densely populated residential area and critical civilian infrastructure are deliberately targeted. These acts constitute clear war crimes and crime against humanity. Yesterday, the United States Secretary of War openly admitted that the United States is using 500, 1,000 and 2,000 pounds bomb with massive destructive power against Iranian cities. They are dropping 2,000-pound bomb in densely populated civilian areas. Their intention is clear: to terrorize civilians, massacre innocent people, and cause maximum destruction and suffering. Their claims that they have targeted only military objectives is a lie and baseless. The facts on the ground prove otherwise. Despite our repeated communication to the Security Council calling for an immediate halt to this criminal war, the Council has remained silent. It has chosen to turn a blind eye to these grave violations, despite its primary responsibility under the Charter of the United Nations to maintain international peace and security. According to the latest report of the Iranian Red Crescent Society, at least 1,332 civilians, including women and children, have lost their lives so far. Thousands more have been injured, and the number continues to rise. Airports, schools, hospitals, healthcare centers, residential buildings, sport facilities, mosques, diplomatic police headquarters, and other civilian infrastructure have been deliberately targeted and destroyed. On the first day of aggression, a girls' elementary school in Minab in southern Iran was struck. 175 schoolgirls were martyred in that attack. More than half of the victims could only be identified through DNA testing. So far, more than 180 Iranian children across the country have lost their lives as a result of this criminal war waged by the United States and the Israeli regime. Many more have been also injured. More than 20 schools have been damaged. Hospitals, Red Crescent facilities, and emergency response centers have also been repeatedly targeted. Till now, 13 healthcare facilities have been attacked. Yesterday, several civilian sports and recreational facilities in Tehran and other cities were deliberately targeted. The Azadi Stadium and large parts of the Azadi Sport Complex were destroyed. The Be'sat Sport Complex and the National Judo Team training camp were also heavily damaged. Israeli missile strike further hit several municipal recreational facilities in southern Tehran, including the Azadegan Water Park, stadium, and sports hall. The municipality building also struck. In another attack, a sport hall in Lamard, Fars province, was bombed with female volleyball players were training inside. More than 18 female athletes were martyred and around 100 others were injured. Many Iranian athletes, including internationally recognized competitors in wrestling, judo, and taekwondo, have been martyred in those attacks. Sports and recreational facilities are civilians' objects protected under international humanitarian law. The deliberate targeting constitutes a war crime. Despite its constant claims of defending freedom of navigation, the United States committed a dangerous act of aggression at sea on 4th of March, nearly 2,000 miles from Iran's shore. The Iranian frigate Dena, which was on the goodwill visit and upon invitation was with the Indian Navy and carrying around 130 sailors, was attacked in international waters. Nearly 100 Iranian sailors were martyred. The US committed a war crime. This heinous and unlawful attack constitutes a grave violation of the law and the fundamental principle of freedom of navigation. We reiterate our call on the Security Council and Secretary General to condemn the aggression, war crimes, and crime against humanity that are being committed by the United States and the Israeli regime against our people, to force the aggressor to put an immediate end to all crimes and military attack against Iran and against civilian infrastructure, to ensure accountability for these grave violations of international humanitarian law and war crimes. We continue to exercise our inherent right to self-defense under Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations until this aggression and this barbaric attack stop. Our response is lawful, necessary, and proportionate. Let me emphasize once again, Iran targets only the military objectives of the aggressors. We don't target civilians. We don't target the interests of neighboring states. We are currently investigating the allegation regarding a strike on non-military sites. Our initial assessment indicates that some of these incidents may have resulted from the interceptions or interference by the United States defense system, which could have diverted from intended military targets. Under international law, every state has a clear obligation not to allow its territory to be used for act of aggression against another state. Iran does not seek war. Iran does not seek escalation, but Iran will never surrender its sovereignty. Our ancient and proud civilization testifies that Iran has always been a peaceful, peace-loving nation committed to coexistence, dignity, and respect among nations. We will take all necessary measures to defend our people, our territory, and our independence. The alleged statement by the President of the United States regarding the election of a new supreme leader in Iran constitute a clear violation of the principles of non-interference in the internal affairs of states as enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. Iran is a sovereign and independent state. It does not accept and will never allow any foreign power to interfere in its internal affairs. Our constitution is clear. The selection of Iran's leadership will take place strictly in accordance with our constitutional procedures and solely by the will of the Iranian people, without any foreign interference. We call on all member states to condemn this aggression, war crimes, and take urgent action to stop this criminal war against the Iranian people, a war that poses a serious threat to regional and international peace and security. The Security Council must act now, firmly, clearly, and without delay. Failure to act will have catastrophic consequences. Today it is Iran. Tomorrow it could be any other member states. Thank you.